Hello there and welcome to my YouTube channel, Juliet McNeil Crafts. So today I am doing another project for the hashtag Altogether Now. So this is where a group of us crafters have got together and we are trying to craft our way through lockdown. We know it's difficult being stuck at home, there's also a lot of worry about and things like that, and we're just trying to craft our way through it together. Whilst I'm stuck at home and in lockdown, I am also trying to use up my scraps, and I made a snippet roll with this. I have already chopped one of it and done a little journal page already, so I'm just going to do it. I'm doing the exact same thing as I did in the other journal page, to be honest. I'm just going to have it running down the side of a page. So I'm just going to chop that and get this ready, and then we can maybe just, actually I've got a torn edge to that one, so I'm going to risk it and tear it here as well rather than chop it down. I'm going to give it a bit of a rougher edge. Now I'm trying to decide whether to, ooh, maybe that side. Yeah, maybe that side, because it actually ties in with that. I want it standing out a bit more though, so let's see if I got a piece of white paper. Amazingly I do. So I'm just actually going to take a piece of white paper, ooh, because I just think that stands out more against that. So yeah, that's so not what I was going to do when I started, but why not? And it's used up this scrap of paper, so I printed something out on it for the hashtag Take 5 Art project. So that was just sort of sitting on my desk. So yeah, I'm crafting by just sitting on my desk, stuff sitting on my desk as usual. So I'm going to stick that down. Now I'm finding, because I've used the bright colours on the with that's one of the Jane Davenport that's one of the Jane Davenport napkins, but these are slightly muted colours on this side, and I'm not sure how well the two bits sort of work together. So I'm going to pull some of my washes out and just try and tie the pages together a little bit whilst that is sticking. Okay, so I've grabbed a few washes. I'm going to use this heart one because I've already got a little bit there, and I've got a little bit on this page down here which is showing through, and I quite like to do this with my junk journals. I quite like to make it so that this looks right on its own, in its own right, but I also sort of like it blending into, so although this page only ends here, the rest of it still looks right with it, if that makes sense. So I normally will do little bits and bobs. So what I was doing is, when I made this page here, which had the napkin on it, I also kind of put the napkin on there, so it worked. So when I look at this page it works, but now when I look at this page I also want it to work. So I hope that kind of makes a little bit of sense. So yeah, I'm just going to add bits of washes. So this is probably going to be another really simple page. I've just filmed a really simple page which is probably very similar to this, so I might not put them up on my channel back to back. I'll probably save the other one for another day, but I'm enjoying having a play. I've only been up here for probably just under an hour, and I'm on my third journal page, so that can't be bad, because sometimes it can take me that long to work out what I'm doing with one project. So I'm fairly pleased, fairly pleased with that. I'm just merrily sticking a load of washi down here, and we'll see how we go. Okay, I've got this one, which I think the colours go quite nicely with the snippet roll that I made there. So let's add a little bit of this, and then I might actually use I've got a few Jane Davenport rub-ons lurking about, so I may use some of those, as soon as that's her what do you call it now, I don't know if I want, I'll maybe put it this side. I don't know if I want it against the bright white of that. It does work as a page, but I'm not sure if I want it on the white side of the page, but I'm going to put it down here. I think that works. Yeah, so I might get out some of the Jane Davenport rub-ons just to just to use some of them up, because that's kind of what I'm on a bit of a mission for, doing a bit of stash busting. Sorry, this is me turning my page. Sometimes there's no point, if you're comfortable doing something in a certain way, there's no point sort of trying to twist your arms to fit what you're doing. Instead, move your project. Move your project so it suits your arms. Now this is obviously a very old washi because it's coming away in bits, but that's okay when working in a journal, because it just gives added interest if things aren't straight and perfect as they should be. So I'm going to pop some down on this side here as well. Yeah, I think we're okay. Right, what other ones have we got? Quite like this one. This is a recently acquired one. So again, this one is from the stash of this lady's that I am sorting out and will sell for charity when we are allowed to have larger gatherings again. But at the minute that's on hold as well, so this is my way of contributing. I've taken some of the stash and I'll put some money into charity for it. I'm also thinking that what I'm going to do is I am going to make up some little craft kits for some of my daughter's wee friends. I'm not quite sure how I'll get it to them, but either through the post whilst the post still works. But yeah, I'll work it out. Now I've done that and it's gone quite bright now, which is fine, but I think I've kind of lost. I want this to be the feature. So what I may do is grab some white gesso and knock some of this other stuff back a little bit so that this is really popping, because there's just, it's nice but there's so much going on that I've kind of lost that a little bit. So that is what I'm going to do next, and this is obviously old washi as well because I'm struggling with it. So yeah, I'll be back in a mo. Okay, so I've got my 13 Arts gesso and I am just going to start knocking all of this back because, as I said, I'm really wanting the focus to be on my snippet roll, and so I think these other elements in the background just do need to become a background element rather than it taking the eye away from it. So we've not wasted anything that we've done. You can still see it. It's just become a layer of interest in the background, and I do think things look a lot more interesting when you've got more going on. So it's, what I like is something that you first look at it and go, oh, that looks nice, but then the more you look at it, the more you see, and that is where your layers come in, because you're like, oh, I hadn't noticed that little bit there, and oh, I hadn't noticed that little bit there. And so it gives viewers to your page and to you just a lot more to look at. You can look at the artwork longer because there's more to see. So that's kind of what I like about that. So yeah, I'm just going to knock some of this back. Maybe not completely, but a fair bit, to be honest. I don't mind some of these strips too much, so I'm not going to fully blank those out, but just a little bit, and then we can let that dry, and then I might, as I said, I might get some of Jane's rub-ons just to sort of tie the two pages together a little bit. Yeah, happy. It's like I have no idea where I'm going with it yet. I still have no idea what the finished page is going to look like at this moment in time, but I'm liking it more than I did 5 minutes ago, so that is good. So I'm just going to let the gesso dry. Okay, I found some papers that are in this one here, the Jane Davenport paper pad. So yeah, I've got a few. This is one of these paper pads that I keep hoarding. I love it so much that it's not quite seen the light of day yet, so I occasionally make the odd make with it, but then it's sort of I'm too afraid to use it. I keep half contemplating using it for one of the paper pads for this Smash That Small Paper Pad challenge. I keep thinking about that, but I'm almost afraid to do that because I don't particularly want to be using that. Is that terrible? Okay, so I think I'm going to stick her down there, and then what I'll do is I'll stick that down. I'm going to pop some clear gesso over her, and then I'm going to grab my watercolours. Okay, so I've just put some clear gesso over that and blasted it with my heat gun. So much for me wanting the white background and the snippet roll standing out. Now I'm just, now I have no idea what I'm doing, in all honesty. But I didn't know what I didn't know what I was doing when I started either. So I'm just playing and having fun and relaxing and thoroughly enjoying my time in my craft room. I've had a lovely time. As I said, I've been up here for a couple of hours now and already made a few projects, which is most unlike me. So that's nice. I've no idea when I'm actually going to put this on my channel, to be honest, because I just did a Jane Davenport page and had that up. And I don't want things to be getting too samey and repetitive, so I might save this for a later date at some point or other, but whenever it is that you see it, I hope you enjoy it. What I will do is, whenever I do decide to share this, I will link to when I had done that snippet roll, so that you can see what on earth I'm on about. So that was me using my scraps. So I've started off with pinks here, but because we had that tissue paper behind with those purples, I'm just very aware that my chair is squeaking quite a lot here. I just don't want there to be too much, especially as this is a homemade book, the spine. I'm not sure how well the spine will cope with the paint and the mediums, and I've got some lovely pages in this book so far that I really like, so I don't want to look back. That is one of the main things that I learned whilst journaling. I think my first like sort of journal that I'd bought myself was like at the Diane, is it Diane? Yeah, the Diane Reevely one, and yeah, I was disappointed, but part of the reason I was disappointed was I would just kind of thought, oh yeah, it's a book for journaling, it's designed for journaling and that sort of thing, and I failed to think about the fact that stuff going into the spine would wreck the pages. So because of that, a few of the pages that I had liked got wrecked, but now of course I've learned that that was my mistake. At the time I was like, oh, this journal isn't all it's cracked up to be. But yeah, I've kind of realised that, you know, you just do need to keep moisture away from your spines. And if you do that, that's okay. So this is obviously going on to book paper that has been gessoed and various bits and bobs like that. So it's we're not getting the best quality of movement of the paint, but it was just to sort of tie things together a little bit. And as I said, so much for me going, no, so much for me wanting the snippet part to stand out. Now it's sort of blended in, but there we go. That's fine. As long as I'm happy with the page once it's finished, it's all good. So yeah, I'm just going to, I think that's probably me done actually. So I'll just come off camera and let that dry. Okay, so I've pulled out some stickers. I have these, I'm just pulling them out because the colours are right actually. I have had these probably since I started crafting. They're K & Company ones, so I know that I bought them right at the beginning of my crafting journey, which is probably about 18 years ago now. Now I probably should have waited for that background to dry, so I'll go and give it a quick dry now. because I was a bit over eager and put that down while it was still wet, it's kind of damaged the sticker a little bit and the paint's come through and I'm not really liking the look of it. So I'm still going to stick it down and use it, but what I'm going to do is almost create a collage of all these sentiments, because, well, first of all, it's a good way of using them up, and yeah, it's a good way of using them up, and it's maybe a different look that I wasn't expecting, which is probably quite a good thing. So I'm just going to stick some of these down, because as I said, they've been in my stash forever. They need using up. So some lovely sentiments in these. So I can't read that one anymore, but one of a million perfect moments. We are shaped and fashioned by what we love. I'm going to put this one here as the main one, because that's grace under pressure, which I think is quite good for the time period that we are living in at this moment in time. I may just add a few more, just so that we've got some coming onto this page as well, to give it some sort of continuity. So I'm going to pull some up onto this page as well. So it's a bit different. Okay, so we've got those on there. Yeah, might have a bit going on to the snippet roll as well, why not? Okay, and then I've got this sticker here, which is just a pattern, so I think I'll maybe bring that here. Probably should have put extra glue on the back of all of those, but what I'll do is the bits that are lifting up, let's just add a bit of glue to this, and then I am going to get a graphite pencil, I think, just to add a bit of shadowing around these elements, just for them to stand out a little bit. So yeah, I'm just going to have to glue some of those bits down again. Okay, so I've got a Davenport sketching pencil here, and I'm just going to go around the edges of these stickers and then blend it out. I would normally use my Inktense pencils, but I think this page has had as much water as it can take. It's not watercolour paper, it's music paper from an old book, and it's had a few layers of gesso on it, and I can just tell that it's really not wanting any more mediums. So I normally prefer Inktense and a watercolour pencil for doing my shading, just because it gives me a little bit more control. I find that very easily becomes heavy-handed doing it like this with a graphite pencil, but I just feel that it's the right product to go for in this instant. So I'm just going to keep going with this, and I will be back with you once I have done that. Okay, so I have edged those pieces. I just feel I want to tie this snippet roll in a little bit. So what I've done is all these sort of flowers and butterflies, I still have a few of those left over in my bit box after making the snippet roll. So I'm just going to add some of them to this side of the page. I am very aware that this bit is wet, and I'm really hoping I haven't damaged the page underneath, but so that's one of my flowers, so I'm going to stick that down there first, because it kind of matches the page, so why not? I'll stick that down. So I'm just going to put a load of these flowers and things just here on her head here, and also maybe just down here a little bit, because I just I kind of want the two pages to make sense together, and at this moment in time, to me, they don't. So that is what I am working on trying to fix. So I'm just going to, as I said, add these elements, which I hope will help. And then maybe add one of these butterflies. Okay, put one there. And as I said, we've got the same sort of flowers over here, so hopefully that should tie those together. Bit of a random page, but you know, yeah, why not? Why not indeed? So yeah, it's used up some crafty stash, which is good. It's kind of my purpose. It's kind of what I'm wanting to get from this. As I said, everybody's doing their own thing, but that's kind of the direction I'm taking, that I want to be doing just a little bit of stash busting at the same time as creating. So I'm just maybe going to pop some of these in this corner too. I'm not thinking about it overly. I'm just plonking it down. So that's me used up the bits that I'd pulled out, so I'm just going to stop there. The other thing I want to do is I'm just going to grab my white pen, because I want this sentiment, Grace Under Pressure, to be the main one, because I just think it's fitting for the time period that we currently find ourselves in. So the fact that I've gone quite dark with the graphite pencil will pop it out, but now if we put white around it as well, if I can get it working, I'm going to have to bring my favourite white pen is downstairs, and I really am going to have to bring it up here. Let's see if I can get it working. I'm trying to think what other ones I've got. I've got this Tipex one, see if that will work any better. Right. I think I'm going to have to go off camera and try and get those pens working. I'm beginning to get there. It's still not overly good, but you can basically see what I'm doing. I'm just going to draw lines around this box in white to try and emphasise it a little bit, but it's obviously just going to take me a few moments. So how am I going to manage? Let's just do some scribbles round about it. I think it's not wanting to go over the graphite pencil. That's fine, we'll just yeah, we'll make it work. Right, then I'm going to grab my black pen as well, and just let's just do a scribbly border. You can hear the gesture against the pen there, can't you? I'm going to do a scribbly border just round the edge of this. Oops, you can see how wet that I've let that page get, which is a bit of a shame, but never mind. I'm not too worried about this page because I know it looks okay on this page. I'm just a bit concerned about the one below it. But thankfully I've used similar colour paints, so I think once it's all dry, because that's it there, look. So it's just gone through slightly here, but I think the fact it's similar colours, that hopefully we will have got away with that. Okay, so I'm just putting a scribbly border round about. And then I think I'm just going to get some white splashes. So again, I'm just going to use some correction fluid. So I think there's quite a lot of us now using this, but I got the idea, as many of us have, from Marta Lepolsky from Manami Small Arts. And do you know what? It's a really cheap and cheerful way of getting very opaque white splashes, so I'm all for that. So I'm just going to add those there because it's definitely needing something to lift it a little bit. And then I think that I can call this done. So I am now going to go downstairs and have a cup of tea, because I feel like I've been talking to the camera for ages and my throat's quite dry, and also do a little bit of editing. And hopefully I'll be up in my craft room playing again very soon. So I'll just clear the desk away so you can get a better look. Okay, so that is my journal page all finished, and it is for the project hashtag all together now, which, as I've said, is a bunch of us crafters. There's 4 different Facebook groups at this moment in time that are involved. I'll have all the details of that in the description box below. So if you do make something, please do share it with all of us, and you will find loads of crafty support out there. So I hope you have enjoyed it with me here today. If you have, please do consider liking and subscribing, and I'll be back again very soon. Okay, take care then, and goodbye.